Hi there, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. My name's Kate and today we're going to do a 20-minute nice intermediate workout, really focusing on the core, some glute strength and some nice stretches as well. So if we can start in sitting, legs crossed, let's open the hips a little bit and just start with some gentle tilt. So we're going to come down, drop your chin to your chest. Inhale as you sit up, elongate the spine, open up the collarbones. Exhale as you go down again. Really lubricate the spine, wake it up. Try and really think about curling from every little vertebrae. And then squeeze it back up. This time we'll get the arms involved. So as we go down, let's push forward, curling through the upper back a little bit more. And as you come up, reach towards the ceiling, really stretching through the back of the spine. And again, you'll feel it in between the shoulder blades. Exhale, go down. Inhale, come up, pull up and open up through the back. Last one here. And inhale up. Let's drop the hands down, and if you can, come into your full hip opening stretch. So that Buddha pose, let the knees drop out, pull the heels inwards and really try and lengthen up through the back there as well. So you'll feel that nicely pulling through those inner thighs. Let's try and drop the knees and relax them. And again, focusing into the inner thighs and the pelvic floor. They're all attaching into your pubic bone here. And let it relax as well. Make sure that you're not holding on to tension. So if we can stay in this upright position, we're just going to focus on the upper neck here. So drop your chin down, but keep your back straight. Inhale up to the ceiling. Exhale down to your chest. Same over to one side, dropping your ear down and dropping the opposite shoulder down, feeling that nice pull. And to the other side. Again here, just remember to drop the knees and relax pelvic floor. If you're feeling tension up here, this can transfer and relate down into your pelvic floor as well. So trying to keep everything in a nice resting tone. Let's turn one knee to one side, so we're into our mermaid pose, and trying to stretch down the side, reaching up and over, and same to the other side. Trying to get down a little bit further each time. And all the way down onto your forearm. One more here. And now with the hips, because we're here, we're going to push up and down. We're going to swivel around to the other side. Press up, pushing the pelvis forward and down. Swivel round and up. Hear my breath as we go. We're exhaling as we're squeezing up and pushing and using those glutes. Take the knees wider if you wish, or keep them quite close. And then we'll swivel over to this side. And repeat here into our mermaid stretches. And you might feel that slightly different through the hips. And down if we can, even further. One more here before we loosen up those hips once again. So again with the hips, let's swivel and then press up. Swivel them round. And press up, loosening around the pelvis before we start to strengthen. A nice stretch through the hip flexors as well. And try and keep the back nice and straight as we go. So just some nice movement patterns there. Last one to this side. and relax. Okay, we're going to come down onto our backs, starting with our hip twist. So take it easy rolling down, start to curl from the lower back, upper back, hold it for a pause here as we engage through the tummy, and lower it all the way down. So we'll start with our level 2. We're going to lift one leg into that 90 degrees, but it's this other leg that we're going to move, keeping nice and steady through here, little engagement on into those lower abdominals, dropping that one out to the side and bringing it back. This leg that's hovering isn't moving at all, but hopefully you can feel your abdominals turning on to keep your pelvis stable. Let's exaggerate that a little bit more with the breath. And relax. And engage. And relax. A little squeeze through that side glute as well. And bring it in. We'll do 4 more here. Again, pelvic floor squeezing as you blow out, relaxing as you inhale. Good, let's keep that leg steady, and the hovering leg is now going to do some nice big circles. Again, always having a little feel of your tummy. And as you lengthen that leg, can you feel how your ribs are coming down to steady the back? The lower abdominals are kicking in to stop the back from arching. And 3 more here. Nice lengthened position through the abdominals. Bring that one in, slot it down. Other leg comes up to hover. 90 degrees, just float that knee above the hip, and this static leg is dropping out, controlled, and back in. Exhale as you go. Inhale back. And you can exaggerate the movement or the tension, but keep it nice and gentle. We're not bracing, we're not gripping, we're trying not to breath hold. So just a gentle exhale. And bring it back. We're looking for control around the hips, nice and steady through the pelvis. For another 4 here. And 1. Good, let's keep this leg steady this time. And again, this hover leg is going up to the ceiling and then heel down to the ground as you feel those abs harden. Here. So we're just warming up the pelvis still, and then we're going to start into our strengthening work. Feet down together, palms down by our sides, into our bridge. So make sure you've got equal weight through your feet. I'm going to start to squash the back, squeeze through your glutes and hamstrings as you rise up. Press down into the floor with your palms. A nice inhale here. Exhale, start to gently put the spine down in a nice pattern, upper and then lower, release. Exhale again, we're squashing, we're lifting, take your pelvic floor with you, and then slowly drop it down again. So here we're at that resting tone. As we exhale, we start to peel up and squeeze up to level 1, 30%, level 2, 60%, squeeze pelvic floor at the top, 99%, and then slowly back down. We're just training it so that it moves with us. It engages when we're getting the glutes turned on. We're working against gravity, and then releasing again. Take the breath with you, pelvic floor lift, and then slowly relax down. Let's do 2 more. and relax. Make sure that the arms are relaxed, the shoulder blades are flat, and you're not carrying any tension up into your shoulders. Squeeze, and then relax back. Hands behind your head into our little head lifts. Again, when we come up, we're not crunching, try not to tilt. Let's try and engage through the abdominals so that we're supporting the spine and we don't have to flatten it down. So keep those hip bones, your pubic bone, in line with belly button and the bottom of your ribs. Elbows nice and wide. Exhaling, coming up. Inhaling down. Again, having a little feel underneath your ribs, around midline, down into pubic bone. Hardening as your pelvic floor comes up. So you're working both your deep and superficial abdominals. And we're just peeling up onto shoulder blades. Probably won't be able to get too much further without having to engage through the back. So let's keep it there for another 5. Use your breath. Last one here, release pelvic floor and engage pelvic floor. Good. This time, as we're going to come up, we're going to lift the opposite knee and come across the way with the opposite hand. So we're getting still a nice neutral spine, but a little bit more oblique work, ribs coming towards that opposite hip and knee coming up. So we're now turning it into a shortening position, but it's still not a crunch. We're just changing and varying the position a little bit. Challenging through the abs, the obliques, keeping those ribs down. And can you still squeeze the pelvic floor here when we're creating this pressure, even though we've lifted a hip? So it's just trying to engage the pelvic floor in different positions. When we've got pressures going in different directions. Train it on the ground where we're nice and safe, we're not overloading anything, but you should still feel these working. 4 more here. That's 2, last one. And relax. Knees go over first as we roll round onto our side. Now we could stay here for a simple clam. Now if you're comfortable there and don't want to challenge any further, that's fine. But let's push up into our obliques a little bit. Elbow under shoulder, coming into our side plank here. Okay, bent knee side plank. Relax that wrist, keep the shoulder down. Heels together. And we're working into those side glutes again. But you'll tire through your obliques or your shoulder first, no doubt. Little openings, rising, raising that top knee and consciously squeezing more through the glute. And again, making sure that you breathe with it and you're not bearing down. And if you do feel like you've got this downward pressure, then let's open up and squeeze pelvis at the same time, pelvic floor. We want this little burn here. So we're going for another 5, 4, 3, really working hard to stabilize that pelvis. Last one, hold it up. Can we kick the legs straight and back and straight and back? Let's go for another 8. Keep nice and strong through the shoulders, engaging through that bottom oblique, and actually that bottom glute's doing quite a lot as well. We're going 4 more. 3, 2, and then we'll go knees back down and relax. Rising up with the arm and threading this arm through the gap for a nice spine twist. Inhale up, exhale, fold. And up. And one more. And drop the hips back down. Let's swivel round to the other side so we balance it out straight away. Elbow underneath shoulder, relax that. Knees and hips together. Let's lift up first. And I'm not fully up, I don't want to flare through this top rib, just holding myself comfortably. And then when you're ready, heels together and opening and closing through that top hip. There's always one hip that's maybe slightly stiffer. And this top one is definitely mine. I can't open it as far, but just work within the range that you're comfortable. Strong through that bottom one. If you try and push it too far, you tend to rotate. So we want to try and keep the hips stacked on top of one another. And it's just the hip that you're moving, not your spine. And for another 5, really squeezing at the top there. I'm getting a little shake on because I'm working that muscle hard. Take it to that limit. And again, 2 and 1. Can we lift this one up and then kick it out and release? Keep the knee up. And again, these starting to tire a little bit. Shoulders starting to tire. And 5 more. That bottom glute's worked already. It's starting to tire. And 3, 2, and 1. Drop down. Reposition the arms. Hand up to the ceiling. Press it up. And then thread it through. And lift. And through. Curl that upper back. And one more. Dropping your hip down. We're going to curl over onto hands and knees. Still a little bit of glute work and ab work. So taking the hands forward into our knee plank. Bring the hips in so that they're in line with knees and shoulders. Slot those shoulders down and keep the back of the neck in line with your spine. Let's hold here for a nice few breaths. And as you exhale, really bring the ribs down. Tuck the bottom in. And then focus on pelvic floor again. What's it doing? Squeeze up. Inhale, release. Squeeze up. And release. If you want to make it harder here, let's do a little press up. Breathing all the way through the movement, especially on the change of direction. And that should help engage those abdominals a little bit more. And consciously squeezing through those shoulder blades. For another 3, 2, and 1. Bring the arms back in together so that they're underneath the shoulders, onto fists or fingers if you're more comfortable. Keep the knees slightly apart as we lift one up into a 90 degrees donkey kick. And when we're kicking the heel, really pressing the heel up to the ceiling, it's a very slight movement. Be careful that you don't start sinking your back. Okay, and that's the back working more than the hip. So trying to keep the hip, the back in a nice stable position. Squeeze through that glute so that it's the hip that's doing the work. Just little pulses, getting a nice burn into that glute. And once it's there, in another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold it up and extend and then bring the heel back in. Extend and in. Keep that glute turned on. Keep the back working. Make sure you're not dipping. For 5, 4, breathe out. Last one. Put it down. Same leg, opposite arm. Stretch it away. Get that nice diagonal pull. In, curl the back. Hug the knee. Stretch it away. In you come. and away. Get that balance, coordination, control. Last one. And relax. Same over to the other side. Relax those shoulders, taking up into 90 degrees.
The Italian mountains are a range of mountains
with little pulses. Little pulses, making sure that the back isn't arching. Get a conscious squeeze through the glute there. Making sure that you're bringing belly button gently in and you're not pushing out or bearing down into your pelvic floor. Pressing that base of your foot right up into the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, keep going. Nice little burn into the glutes. 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, stretch it out and bring it in. Make sure your back's nice and steady. You're not starting to tilt through this hip. I can feel it coming in. 4, 3, nice burn through the thighs. Bring it in. Opposite arm, stretch it away. Hug it in and away. Control through here. Get the balance and breathe out and stretch. And 4 more. Last one. And back together. Let's turn the toes over so that we come up into our hover. Shoulders down, strong through legs and abs. And then we're going to push the hands back so that our heels start to come down and we're into that nice deep squat position. Just have a nice wiggle, transfer weight from right to left, opening up those hips, inner thighs. Nice little stretch through the glutes and the back. And then you're going to walk forward into your hover again. Take it easy, strong through here. Back is flat, nice deep breath. And push back again. See if you can get a little bit deeper, a little bit flatter through your feet. It might be your calves that stop you there. Okay, last one, back into your hover. Just an inch or two above the mat, shoulders down. Draw that belly button in, make sure you're not pushing down. Arms and legs a little bit tired, and sit yourself down again. Now this is a really nice position, and if you can get those heels down, even by holding on to something, it helps you relax a little bit more and not carry much tension through the legs there. Keep the back nice and long. Now again, if you can imagine your triangle of pelvic floor muscles down below, we've now got them in a nice open stretchy position. So imagine that is your resting tone, and you can gently push down into the basement to make it slightly more wide, open, relaxed. But then we're going to squeeze up and really focus on the back passage, closing and lifting up and up and up, and then release it again, nice and slow, nice and controlled. We'll do that once more. Close, squeeze, and lift up, 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 and then relax it again. Okay, so a nice position to really focus more on those deeper muscles. They're already in an open stretch position, and then you're trying to close them. Okay, when you're ready, let's come back down into our cross-legged position where we started. Okay, nice little work through the abs, good work through the glutes, and you'll feel that still into your shoulders. So let's roll down, press forward, exhale. Inhale up to the ceiling, that should feel a bit easier now, and back down. And up again. Last one. Chin down, shoulders forward, and lifting up. Good. Relax there, and join me for another video soon.